Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have been trying a new thing lately, so we have been turning on cameras before we actually go live so that you can see all of the shenanigans and the little scurrying around as I'm trying to get my act together. Because it seems like every time I plan a live, and some are more thought out and planned than others, I will admit. Sometimes I'm super on the game. But this particular one, not so much, because we had a little bit of difficulties and I ended up having to do something I didn't plan on doing today beforehand. So, yay! So, hi, hello everybody. I have the chat screen up so I can see everyone's little faces. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up for a very special live event today. I wanted to share with you guys a brand new something we have created in honor, in love of our Crafty Club.
Theme song, yes or no?
Which has a theme song, and Mr. Crafty is reminding me. So let's just listen to that for a second, shall we? I'll be waiting for my friends to continue joining the live. Everybody! And bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree. Look down my rain barrel. Slide through my cellar door. And we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Say, oh, baby. Everybody! Come out and play with me. And bring your dollies three. Come on, everyone, clap! Apple tree. Look down my rain barrel. Slide through my cellar door. And we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Thanks, Mr. Crafty.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Our official theme song of the Crafty Club group on currently on Facebook. So I have gathered you all today because we are debuting something new that I'm so excited to share with you. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Mr. Crafty's still bringing me stuff that's part of the project. So we're working on this little guy and up until very late last night, and then this morning I was like totally like that lady in the old Mervyn's commercials, open at the glass at the front window of Staples, trying to get it printed. And I do actually have a beautiful, lovely color laser printer right here that you guys can see. A color laser printer that I'm going to recommend to you guys. I noticed at Staples is actually on sale, and it is a fabulous printer. And the reason why I mention it is because if you are really digging all of these printables that we're doing and how we've been, we released a handbook for Camp Reset, and now we have the Crafty Club Playbook. And this is just one of 4. So there will be 4 more sections, 3 more sections that you will add. You'll have the same cover. This is the winter section, and then you'll add spring, summer, and fall to it if you choose to buy all 4. So you will have a big, magnificent, fluffy book by the end of the year. Something to kind of document and showcase all of your fabulous work that you've been doing while being part of the club in your crafty life. And it's just something wonderful that you can keep adding to. And it kind of reminds me of when we were younger and we had those fun little sticker books and activity books, those big, thick activity books that you could get at the supermarket. That's what it reminds me of. I wanted us to continue to embrace that fun, the fun feeling of being a kid again. That's something that's really near and dear to my heart. And I know it is for a lot of you, which is why you enjoy being in the club and you enjoy our jammy, our late night jammy club that we do with crafting. It's why you guys you guys had such a great time. I posted recently in the Facebook group a post about, you know, what was your favorite toy you got as a kid at Christmas? And so many of you were posting, and it was just so fabulous. It was like the most wonderful post, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember these toys. Isn't that such a wonderful feeling? It's just, and it's not something that feels like this distant memory. It feels like, doesn't it feel like just yesterday we were kids? And then all this adulting stuff happened, and which is, you know, not nearly as much fun, but we didn't know that then. We were so eager to be grown-ups, but there really isn't as much fun. It's not as much fun being a grown-up. But this is something fun I wanted to bring to our club, and I wanted it to be something that we could all work on. When we do a late night crafty club, you know, going forward, I want to be able to say, hey, everybody, grab your playbooks. We're going to play in the, you know, the late night crafty club tonight. If we do, you know, I have some other little fun live things in the works too that I want to introduce, like an afternoon, a crafternoon with Corey, kind of event. Which I absolutely love that name, Crafternoon with Corey. So that's going to be something I probably introduce as part of our TRG monthly membership. And it will give you more opportunities to craft in your book. But more than anything, this book is for you just to be able to have something easy to reach for and craft in when you're at home. We have such a gamut of crafters in our group. So we're all on different ends of the spectrum. Some of us are kind of new to crafting and just kind of getting our toes wet and trying things out, and we're not really sure how to use some of the products. I definitely am very, I consider myself to be a very simple crafter, very kind of, dare I say, lazy. A lot of the times I say I'm lazy. So I'm not super precise, and I don't measure. I just kind of slap things. I eyeball things. I kind of try stuff out. And that's what I love. I do that on purpose to kind of like fight perfectionism. And so that is what I feel like a lot of people that have come into the group and are trying new things, we're all sort of looking at each other going, oh, this is paper. You know, it's paper crafting. It's gluing things down. It's using stickers. It's applying washi. And I think that it's really wonderful that so many people are kind of embracing crafting now more than they were probably in their lives. I didn't always paper craft at all because I was too concerned about doing it right. So it has been really wonderful to see so many of us that are in our 40s and 50s, even 50s, 60s, and 70s that are crafting really for the first time. And I think that is something I'm super proud of. You know, we're not a group of these like really hardcore crafters that, you know, we might have a lot of stuff, but I don't get the feeling that that's kind of where we're coming from. And I love that. So I wanted to make a book that was really about embracing, the love of being in this club, something you could grab easily that would remind us of being young, that would kind of capture all of your crafting for the year, that would have fun prompts and things to kind of help you so you didn't have just the dreaded blank page staring at you. Nobody wants that. So I wanted to make sure that you guys had lots of fun stuff that would kind of guide you through, and in itself is a form of self-care. So self-care is a really big deal to me. It's something I preach to you guys all the time here in this club. It's why I developed a whole summer camp around it. So this is one of those things that you guys can bring to summer camp. You can bring to winter camp. It is not part of any of the camps. It's a standalone product. Just be very clear. It is a standalone product. It is not tied to any of the live events that I offer other than the Late Night Crafty Club. So this is just for you to have fun with and to be able to share in the group. So I will be starting a whole bunch of posts in the new year for us to share in that post our spread so everyone can easily find it. And I just wanted to kind of like show you guys what you would get in this particular file, like how you'll receive it. And I wanted to give you a full flip through of all the different components. And I have like, the sun is like shining down on me, so I need to see if I can lower this a little bit here. I can see that. I just want to make sure that I don't have the sun directly in my eyeballs.
I'll see if I can get something.
Whew, it is warm.
There for you, sweetie girl.
Okay, so I'm a bit warm. Okay, so let me see here. So I wanted to show you.
Don't we do the camera top down?
Okay, that's definitely better. Okay. Like try to squeeze out the sun.
Who knew that sun would be out?
It has been raining like super. It rained so much yesterday that the creek that kind of wraps around this part of the park, like right directly in front of me, it was coming up really close to the top, and I was starting to be concerned that we were going to get flooded. So okay, so let me show you what file you're actually going to get when you purchase and download it. So I'm going to walk you through that part, and then I will give you a full flip through of the actual book itself. So I have some photos that I printed out because, girls, we are going to do some memory keeping in our book as well. We have lots of activities in here. So this book is designed for you to do art journaling, listing, smashing, doodling, gratituding, coloring, memory keeping, and fun activities. Okay, I had to read that off the cover. Okay, so here are the components in the digital file. When you purchase it, you'll see folders. So one folder is the pages for the book, and that's this whole stack right here. And then you'll get a folder that has the covers. So I had my covers printed on glossy, so they're slightly shiny. So here's the cover and here's the back cover. And so you'll notice that these are like all the way to the edge. They don't have a white border at all. And that is because I asked these to be printed on 11 by 17 paper and have them cut down. So that's how you end up with, you know, going all the way to the edge. If you don't choose to do that, I'm looking for my example that I just had here a minute ago. Oh, I know what I did. One second. I tossed it into the... Okay, so if you don't have it printed on 11 by 17 paper and have them cut it down, this is what you'll end up with. When you have a letter size document that has artwork all the way to the edges, what happens is the computer, usually, not all of them, we own one printer that will print it this way, but most printers do not print to the edge. So it will automatically put this white border on your artwork, which is obviously, I don't have a problem with that most of the time, but on this one, I really wanted it all the way to the edge. So I made that specific request at the printer. You'll also get a sheet of prompts, and these are for all your art journaling. There's more than you'll need because we wanted you to have options. If you didn't love all the prompts, you would have more than you needed. So I think you have 24 places for art journaling and you have 32 prompts. I think that's how it's broken down. And then you have this page that this is the little border up here that says winter. So this is what we're calling an extra page. If you want to print more of these and make your own activity page, you want to fill it up with whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to do more memory keeping in here or more listing. This is a free page just so you can print front and back, and you can add more pages to your book and make it bigger and fluffier. So I wanted you to have the option to do that, plus have artwork on it that would make it feel like it belonged and not just be a blank sheet of paper. So these are the components of the file when you download them, and you'll see this file is set up so that it prints back and front. So you want to make sure you print back front. And then what I did is I bought myself a pack of the little Staples has different sizes. These are the 1 inch. So when spring comes and I go to add my second section, I will upgrade to these because they're much bigger. The ones I'm using right now are half this size. They're like the 1/2 inch ones, so they're smaller. I really love metal. I'm a metal disc girl. I do not like plastic. It's not a preference of mine at all. So I'm willing to upgrade. These were $14 for these, and and they go all the way up to like really big ones. And I'll show you what it looks like. So these are like the really big ones. These are like 1.5 and they're rose gold. And then these are 1/2-inch ones, and these are plastic. And I'm going to show you this particular book in a minute so you can see what I use to make that type of book. Okay, so now you see all the components. So there are different ways to make your covers, and one of the things I tried this time, which was different, was purchasing a pack of the... I put everything out here to be organized, and then I feel like I can't find anything. Okay. So I bought myself a pack of these clear binding covers. They're the kind like you'd get on like the front of a report, and they're just clear like this. So I'm using this over the top of my cover to make it more substantial. This is an inexpensive way you can make a cover without, if you don't have a laminator. You can ask for them to laminate it for you. If you do that, they'll put it on this really thick, this is 10 milliliter thickness, which is commercial grade. If you have a home laminator, it only goes, generally they only go up to 5 millimeter. So this one, I actually had it laminated professionally, and that's what it would look like. So it's really nice and thick. I wanted to experiment and see what would happen if I didn't want to pay for that, or I didn't have that as an option. I wanted to see what could happen if I made the recommendation to you guys that, look, you can get 1 pack of these, and as long as you have a punch, you could punch them. You will notice that I am recommending the disc bound option, and that is because for me, in my mind, it is the most versatile of all the different binding options. You can add stuff to it and easily change and move things around, which I don't feel you can do once you coil it or anything like that. I feel like it's a lot more fun than sticking it in a binder, but certainly putting it in a binder is an option. The kind of punch I have, now this is old school. This is like 11 years old. I don't think they even make this brand anymore. The brand they sell now is the Tool brand, T-U-L. That's sold at Office Depot, and Foray was the old brand that they used to have. So I've had this forever. I had it long ago. Obviously not forever. If I've just got through telling you, I've probably had it for 10 or 11 years, but it feels like forever. I never even used it. I just kept it in my my stash, and then eventually I had a reason to use it, which was doing all this fun stuff. So I'm glad I held on to it. But I do recommend, if you are going to do lamination, you're going to want a heavy duty one. Anything that's like the thick paper, thick chipboard, the thinner craft style punches, you know, like the Happy Planner, that one is not meant for thick stuff. It's meant for just punching paper. So I just want to be clear that if you are really in love with this whole thing, you might want to invest in a heavier duty one. So here we go, ladies. We're diving in. Okay, so I assembled it right before. You guys probably saw me if you were early. That's what I was doing in the background. So I have the inside. Ta-da! And this copyright and permission stuff, sometimes the people who are going to print it for you, if you print it commercially, they might say, hey, ho, ho, there's a copyright here. We have put a file in the folder along with all this other stuff that you get that tells them, hey, print this for her. We give you permission. So I actually... here it is right here. I actually took it with me to Staples this morning. See, it's very short and sweet. I took it to Staples with me this morning and tested it out to make sure that you guys would be able to print it with that. You don't have to print this commercially. You can certainly print this at home if you have the if you have an inkjet or a color laser printer. And if you don't want to spend all the money on color, I will show you what the book looks like in a black and white option. So here it is. Here's my little, hello, it's time to play. And then here's your this book belongs to page. And then we have the fun, the very first fun little prompt here that you can fill out. So the way this book was designed, we're approaching this whole crafting from a winter perspective. So like winter mood. Hello, winter. So here's our little winter story. And then here is a little letter area for you to write your thoughts about winter. What do you love about winter? How do you feel about this season of your life? This is just for you to kind of capture your little thoughts and feelings about this particular season of your life. And then we have, for winter, we have a whole decorate your vision board. So you can just decorate all the inside with like pictures from the internets or your own little arsenal. I was kind of going through my photos that I had, and I am really excited about my health journey. So I was thinking I would start with putting that picture of me and Whole Foods. My new store, my forever store. So mine's going to be all about probably health and fitness, because that's going to be my big overarching goal. But this can be anything you want it to be. You can just color and doodle. You don't even have to use pictures or graphics or anything. You can use your stickers. You can cut out words from magazines. This is a little playground for you. Speaking of playground, this page is for recording your favorite washi. And I'm going to do that for you right here, right in front of you, because I'm obsessed with this washi. I have 2 rolls of it, and I use it very sparingly. And I figure this is probably a really great time to record. Look at this washi, you guys. Is that not ridiculously cute? It's perforated, so they're like individual little stickers. So this guy is definitely going to go in here. I'm probably going to have to put him in 2 different strips like that. And I'll probably do something kind of creative, like maybe I'll make it into like a fun little maze or something, but you get the idea. So what's the washi that just makes your heart sing during this time of the year? Do you have like Christmas washi, holiday washi, snowflakes? This is your winter washi album right here. And then here's your punches. So use your favorite punches to create a display of shapes below. So one of my favorite punches is my tab punch, my hexagon, my clouds. So I'm going to punch out a bunch of shapes and like just decorate this for fun. Whatever punches are my favorite. Sometimes we kind of go in and out of like favoriting one craft tool over another. So this is kind of like crafty memory keeping, but you're literally crafting it. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the whole book, is this fun page, this life documented, and then the coloring page with the honeys. So we have some honeys that are these fun like type of illustrations, and you can color them in. So if you print, and my recommendation to you is to print this book on 32-pound paper, but if you use the 32-pound, and if you have Tombow markers or any type of brush tip, the brush tip type tends to be like super lush. Oh, this would be so fun and soothing. So you could just color in with your little Tombows. And of course I pick the one color that's almost dead because I've used it so much in my Bible study. Okay, let me pick a different color. Oh yeah. Oh yes, that is delicious right there. So I would just start coloring, and you can add doodles and all kinds of stuff around her, but 32-pound paper is just so yummy, yummy. Be creative. You can add scrapbook paper to their dresses, punch paper, use stickers to give her a different type of skirt, add washi to kind of create a fabric look. So you have some girls to color, and then this is going to be something you have every month. So now this is your monthly spread. This was all winter. This is monthly. So every month you'll get one of these My Life documented pages. And right here you're going to capture, because I think about this all the time. I wish I wrote down some of the funny things that we say. Like we have a lot of inside jokes in our marriage. So now I have something to like kind of catalog that, places that we like go, things that we've actually done. Things I'm obsessed with. I get into like real like obsession patterns where I'm obsessed with a particular TV show or a snack or a particular drink, and I just want to like capture that. What kind of little obsessions did I get into, and be able to write that down? What were my wins? What were like great things that I achieved that month? And then here is your like really typical type of memory keeping, where you're just making, recording what you're making, playing, visiting, reading, listening, snacking, sipping, eating, and watching. Over here you have habit trackers. So I did 2 of them for you so that it would encourage you to actually get your Crafty on. So here is for you to actually track like the days, how, you know, what day did you actually craft on? And then I'm obviously going to have to craft this day because I'm marking it in my book already. But I'm going to say like on the 1st of January, I got my Crafty on. So now I actually have to do it. But so you can just color in which days you did. So at a glance, you can see, am I getting enough crafting in? Got my self-care on. Another really good at a glance so that you can see how you're doing. Maybe you just want to aim for like once a week. So now you can easily see in a glance how you are. Here, these 2 are blank, and I did that deliberately because I want you to decide what else you want to just document very simply. If you have a crafty goal or creative goal, which is a wonderful goal to have, you can use that specific type of crafting or whatever that is. Maybe it's Bible study or, you know, reading books. You can mark that. So you have 2 free habit trackers there. So this is that first of the month spread. So another monthly spread that you'll get every month is listing. And these are kind of fun. We have provided the prompts already here. And these are things I thought of, like, I feel like these are kind of my like go-to prompts for a lot of us, things that we would want to do. So what I love about January, I would want to, you know, record every month what I love about this month. What's on my wish list? Sometimes I put things on my Amazon wish list. What craft tool did I see in a video that now I'm really wanting? This is something you might have seen on Instagram. Just what's on your wish list. It doesn't even have to be a craft product. It could be anything. It could be a pair of boots. It could be a camera. It could be going somewhere. It could be a book you want to read, something you want to do, like going to, you know, winter camp. What is making me happy this month? This is a good place to write down the little things, you know, what's making me happy. So it's kind of a seasonal thing, but, you know, Starbucks has their peppermint mocha, their what is that one? The praline latte, the chestnut praline thing. Think about stuff like that. What are those little things that are making you happy so you can record? Things you crafted this month. I gave you a whole list to encourage you to think about stuff you could be crafting. Like that should look you in the face and say, hey lady, how come you're not filling me out? How come you're not crafting anything? That's an encourager right there. Then we have to read or watch this month. So sometimes it's nice, like if people make recommendations about, you know, stuff that they're reading or watching, you could record it. Something that you added to your list a long time ago, and it's like, now it's a good time to be watching it. That's the kind of thing to kind of reference something that's on your to-do list when it comes to reading or watching. Self-care this month by. So again, it's another reminder that you should be continuing your self-care and that you have a nice little place there to record that. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to scooch up the chat room so I can see because it got behind. And I actually have, someone asked me what kind of watch I have on, Miss Heather. This is the Fitbit Ionic. It's I don't know if it's the newest one, but it's one of the newer ones. So thank you. For some reason, it wasn't doing it on its own. Okay. Carla says she needs a wish list just for the Reset Girl. And you know what? That's what I should have built in here. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo, you guys, how fun is this? So every month you'll also get a bingo sheet. And this bingo, these prompts are specific to the book. So it's to help encourage you to do something in your book, because there is something so fun about checking things off on your bingo and, you know, using it up and completing it. It's just a really great feeling. And I know this personally. So use this as a way of helping to guide you to complete things in your book. So you have a whole month, you know, to complete. Tell yourself that you have the whole winter to complete your vision board, to do your washi, your punches, and then here's your monthly section. So you have a whole month to complete all this stuff, and that's going to help you. And then you have this little fun activity, help Sammy reach her goal. Just like in winter camp. So yes, get Sammy to her goal. So it's a fun little maze, which is actually harder than it looks. And then this is a spread I love so dearly. Miss Larissa, who is on our live right now, the Grateful Chick, she talks all about gratitude and how important it is It's her whole brand is all about being, having gratitude. So, it is incredibly important, like mentally for us to be focused on something positive rather than the challenge or obstacle that you're facing right now. So right here, you have a whole month of little places to write a little bit of gratitude every single day. So right here on the first, you would be writing that in, what that day you're grateful for, and onward. So this month is all about clipboards, which coordinate very well with our January collection, which you guys haven't seen yet, but it's amazing. Then we have, okay, and then we have this, these spreads. So you get 2 pages of memory keeping, and you will notice that there's already stuff here. So I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of us tend to not be big on memory keeping and all of that. I know I don't, because I kind of, it feels intimidating to me for whatever reason. So this is what I thought. I would like us all to kind of baby step our way into trying out our memory keeping. So we have done some of the artwork for you. So all you have to do is just insert your photograph if you want. You can insert like a title and then write out some journaling down here. So we went and looked at all different kinds of examples on Pinterest to get inspiration. Like, these are really simple layouts that look beautiful when they're complete. And honestly, this is just a basis. Some of the layouts are a little more decorated than others, but like, to me, this is like a perfect example of something I would want to not use that one. I would want to keep decorating. Like, you know, like put one of my little honeys right there as an example. So I would want to keep embellishing this, and we give you enough white space and area to do that. So if you are, you know, you love your memory keeping, it's like, that's not a problem for you. This would be perfect. You have a little foundation already, and then you can just go to town with like your stickers, which I'm doing right here, just for fun. Actually, it's harder than it looks. So you could just add stickers to it. You could keep adding more fun to it. I actually have like a photo that I printed out because I wanted to, you know, test it out, what it would be like to do it this way. And so I wanted to demonstrate. So here's a funny picture that got taken of me on the cruise. I was posing, trying to look like I was, you know, being all a serious, serious about my teaching. And I think that would make a fun picture here. It's not the greatest photo ever of me, but I just wanted to demonstrate to you guys. And you know what? I got to start somewhere. So even if it's not the most magnificent picture, I still think it's funny. It tells a story. I know what the story is. It was me trying to actually have a picture of me teaching, because I don't actually have any. So I'm going to use washi to kind of cover up that little white strip. And then now I have a start of a page. So I can get my stamps out here and like stamp a title in here, or type one up and print it out and put it in here. I can journal about what this little moment was. I can add more stickers here if I want to. So that would be, let me see. I have these fun little ampersands. So I could add a little ampersand to the page, which I'm going to do right here. So, ta-da! Look at that, you guys. And you have like these beautiful little layouts that someone has done most of the work for you. So it'll be like these super fun pages inside of your book that are already kind of like ready to go. And then you guys can tell whether or not, you know, you can also, now some of you who do love scrapbooking and don't need all these prompts, you could just cover this whole little sheet, you know, this little section over with scrapbook paper, just layer it right over the top and make your own. You don't need us to guide you at all. You could do that. This is for people like me who need some help going forward. Shelly says that she has not been able to find cute number stickers. So I was at Staples, and they actually were selling some scrapbook type products, and I love these. I've kind of been using them a lot, and they have cute numbers little gold glittery numbers. But if you look where the alphas are, in a lot of the scrapbook stores, sometimes they include numbers in there. We used to include numbers in when we were doing, I think this is from one of our kits. And I can't remember. It was like the Crafty Girl kit. Okay, onward and upward. Okay, so here's the weekly section. So in your weeks for January, you have week 1. You have 2 places to do art journaling. And so this is where those prompts come into play. So you have a place here to put a prompt, and you have here to put a prompt. So let's say on my very first page of week 1, I'm going to go with this prompt, which is word for the year. So my word for the year is going to go in here. And again, you do not have to love all the prompts that we provided. If they're not for you, you can certainly make your own. And you can just type it up on a little paper, print it, and then cut them out. So the word for the year. So these prompts fit right into these little vintage looking labels. And so now I have that particular prompt set up. So I can go ahead and do some art journaling here. Again, you have another spot for this page, and then you have 2 more for week 2. And then you have 2 more for week 3 and 2 more for week 4. So in January, twice a week, you'll have art journaling to do, which is super fun. It's very relaxing. You can use all kinds of stuff from your stash. You don't have to buy anything new. You can just use this as an opportunity to use things in your stash. Use stamps you've never used. Use punches you've never used. So Miss Kelly says that we have more numbers coming to the Reset Girl shop. Thank you, Miss Kelly. I'm so glad you're here. So this is the fun part of January, is you'll have 2 pages to do every week. That's doable, right? 2 pages a week, guys. And guess what? When we, sit down to work on this, like in the Late Night Crafty Club, then you guys can do more. If you want to go ahead and work ahead, you can do as many pages as you want. This is just a guide because I know a lot of you really like to have...
Does it do that on its own?
I've been having to manually push it. It's not keeping it up with me at all.
Okay.
Which makes it hard to be able to be in a conversation with everyone. Okay, so here we go. This is our February month now. So now we have new honeys to color. We have a new documented page to track. We have another spread, same prompts for our February listing. And then another bingo sheet. The prompts are slightly different for each bingo. They kind of have been adjusted. And then we have another word search, which you guys know how I love a word search, and I always make them hard. So I like to keep you guys guessing. So right here is like the longest one that you'll have to look for. Crafty friends make the best friends. So you'll notice a lot of these terms are from our club, like Professor Chicky, which a lot of you guys who participate in the Late Night Crafty Club know that is my adorable little pen that I love so dearly, and Mr. Crafty is trying to get for me. Thank you. There's Professor Chicky. There we go. Now you can see him. The sunlight is like all of a sudden there's just all this light coming in here from all directions. So there's my Professor Chicky. There's him right there. So, and this is a great pen actually to use on this, or a highlighter would be another one, a good one to use on this. So, it is designed not to be easy. So if you need the whole month to work on this, I know some people said they didn't even finish the word search and Camp Reset because it was so hard. So there's another fun one. For winter, February, you will have coffee cups to record your gratitude. Aren't they adorable? One for each day of the month. And then here are the spreads for your February memory keeping. So again, you have a spot for some journaling, and then where you can insert your little photograph. And Kelly, that's the photo I'm putting up here. So I'm just going to tack it down so I remember that this is what I'm going to do. But I'm going to put some scrapbook paper behind it. But I'm putting a picture of my best friend in there, staying up with me till all hours working on this book. So, woo! I'm putting that in there of you. We're up having fun, deliriously tired, making the Crafty Club book. So, so then you guys will have, again, you'll have a week in February for your art journaling, week 2, week 3, week 4. So that's 2 prompts a week. And then we're in March. So we have new honeys to color, a new place to document, our listing for the month, a new bingo, and a new activity, which personally I think is probably one of the most fun activities in this book, is the You've Been Tagged. So on this one, you guys are going to decorate these cute little tags. How fun is that? I got super excited for this one. So I'm going to show you, this was one of my thoughts. And I'm going to use, try to use as much of my stash as possible. Like my Reset Girl stuff. I have some really super cute little stickers from older kits that we have. And so what I was thinking when I was actually driving home from the store is I want to make sure that when I do my tags where are my scissors? I want to make sure that for them to look as 3-dimensional as possible. I want to be able to cut things off the sides and make sure they're not overlapping onto the page. So it means that you need to trim things and snip things so that they look as if they were cut before the tag was laid down on the paper. If that makes sense. So you would take it right to the edge and stuff like that. So I think these are going to be super fun. A really great way to use your stamps. If you have some, you can use them for just recording quotes. But I think a lot of us, we love tags. So I have lots of word strips would work great on here, but stamping was another thing. And I thought to myself, if I decide to do any stamping, I'll give you guys an example. And do not worry, I will be doing YouTube videos just on this book alone as I work in it, and not just live videos, but the kind of YouTube videos I used to make. I'm gonna go back to my YouTube channel and make stuff again because I really miss it. I miss making videos. It's probably one of the more fun things that I've ever gotten to do. I'm looking for. I don't feel very organized, even though I really thought that I was. I would have sworn up and down that I was, but for some reason, I can't. Oh, it's right because it's right in front of me. That's why. I'm so organized. I don't even see it right in front of me. Okay, so this is what I would suggest if you want to do any kind of stamping on your tags, is on the edges or something, is you want to make a mask so that it. Do I want to even stamp it here? But I'm just going to stamp just to show you guys. So you would put something up against it and then stamp like so. See what I mean? And then when you pull it away, you've only stamped onto the actual tag and not the whole sheet. So that's how you could make things look cut off. And then your gratitude for March, which are these adorable little acorns. If you are in the Faithful Life Club, you guys remember my story about the acorn and why it is our new logo for the club. So acorns it is, everybody. And then here is your memory keeping for March. And this is a hint of the collection that we will be introducing in March. So here are the fun little layouts here. And then you have, again, your art journaling for March. And then this little, hello, Paige. Thanks, everybody, Paige. And then by the time you finish with March, if you want to purchase the spring edition, you will have another set of pages to add. So your book will start to grow, and you'll have to start, moving up to different size rings. They do have a couple types of tools out there that I like too. So Staples, their ARC brand, they made these customizable notebooks, and I bought a few of them when they had them. I do not know if they still have them. I did not see them today. I didn't see this particular one, but this is what I had purchased last summer. And inside of here, you'll see there's just a bunch of note paper. So you could, if you wanted to, take this whole set and add it to a system like this that's already in place. And then you have your Crafty Club playbook, and then you have, you know, somewhere where you could do journaling or, you know, some other kind of activity. You could make a divider and put them between the two sections. But what I love about these is it makes it so simple to just kind of create your project. So this is my notebook that I am working in. I have this product that I made for myself that kind of like is my own planning guide for the year for the stuff I'm planning for you guys. And so I've been using this kind of notebook system for it, and it's really nice. I have the nice, like really thick poly clear covers. Another book that I've used the same type of system, but I use the metal rings, as you can see. This is my Reset Your Self-Care book that I made in Camp Reset. So it is, again, another opportunity. You guys can make your own little tabs, your own little dividers. And again, all of that, I will show you guys more of how I'm going to be actually setting up my little Crafty book, because I know I'm going to add to it. This Crafty playbook is going to be part of a whole self-care thing. I think I want to have this as one section, and then I'm going to have another, like my health, my Reset Your Health book. So it's all one big book. So when you guys see it, it'll be part of something else. But I really do want to show you guys how I work through it. I want this to become really the heart of our crafting. And I think that will make you guys feel, it gives you like a foundation to craft in. Like for me, I'm already feeling better because I don't have to think of something new every time I, okay, I'm trying to find how to talk to you guys. I see, okay, I need, Mr. Crafty, can you please help me? I need help. Okay.
So that one's just Facebook.
Okay. That one just, it died, and I need the camera to change too, so I can be back on camera.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I can't see the chat room, and I'm trying to find a pen. I have a pen emergency. Like I don't have a million pens sitting right here.
And this one's both.
Okay, so I had forgotten specifically that I had forgotten that we are doing our lives differently now. So now we're YouTube and Facebook together, which is awesome. Now I can talk to all of you guys at once, but I'm forgetting that that's why there's like little blue F's and little red play signs, and that I'm trying to like focus in on what is happening, because I can't follow what you guys are all talking about. I am getting behind what you guys are doing. Okay, so anyway, the book is available today. We were going to wait till after the live to put it into the store so that you guys weren't distracted, and that you had a completely, you had an opportunity to see the whole product. There wouldn't be any surprises, that you would be able to be fully informed whether or not this was for you. And there is no pressure in this purchase. I understand it's Christmas time. This was my heart, was to create a product that would make it easy. It would kind of take away any excuses you had. I don't know what to craft. I think that's probably for most of us, it's our biggest problem. If you don't really have a project you're working on, it's kind of like, well, what do I make? What do I do? And I wanted to take that excuse away from you so that you'll always have something to work in. And if you just love like all the art journaling stuff, you don't have to wait till the following month. You can just work in that as much as you want. There are no rules here, because I'm not doing anything like in the group that's like, oh, you can only show, you know, this page to this page. It's not like listers where I try and encourage you guys to be like on the same page, where it's like, hey, this week show all your lists. I just want you to share your spreads this week, whatever that is, because this book is for you. And you can certainly, like, you know, add, like I said, add pages to it. The girls who love listers got a list. You can add your listing pages that come as part of the listing kit. Those actually have been redesigned. They now are designed so they have the sweet little girl here on them too. So they'll fit right in like they were supposed to be part of the book, which, how cool is that? So everything's all matchy-matchy. So you will have your listing in here if you want to add that, and then you'll have all of this. So I think that what this is going to prove to me is to see how well it is embraced and to continue forward throughout the year adding more. My dream long ago was to bring a book like this to life, like a physical product. This has been something I very, very much wanted to do for our club about 2 years ago. And I remember I shared the whole idea with my dad, and he said to me, he looked me right in the eye and said, I will bankroll you the money to make that happen. Which my dad has never offered anything like that. My dad has always been a huge encourager of mine, my biggest cheerleader, really. And for him to say that, it just really it made me stop, like, wow, you know, that he believed in me that much. So that's what I hope that it goes towards, is that you guys just love it and embrace it. I mean, we're going to start promoting it on Facebook. We're going to promote it on YouTube. We're going to put a whole little campaign around it to really help grow our community. And not because it's not really about selling a product. It's about growing the community. This is like a big invitation to come join this community, because this community is so awesome. This community breathes life into women. This community makes people hold on to something while they're going through something. It's something, I know that for a lot of us whose lives are kind of on track, and maybe some of us don't know what that's like, to feel so broken, to feel so alone, to feel like you're in that hole. Even something as silly as just having a video to watch and someone to listen to and feel like you connect with and feel like they're your friend, that is like the greatest honor I could ever imagine, is someone feeling that way about me. And I know a lot of you have shared that with me, and I understand it. I totally get it, because that's how I have felt about other people too when I was losing my dad. You know, Inky Quill was someone I watched. Like, she just helped keep my mind off of what was happening right there in front of me. So I get how for a lot of us, just this community can feel like a lifeline. And for those of you who are going through something right now, just know that, like, I pray for this community on a daily basis. And when I tell God my community, I'm talking specifically about the girls and women in this community. And you don't have to be a faith person to be in here, but I'm going to pray for you nonetheless. And I want you to be part of this community, because all of this helps you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, whatever that is for you. This helps you belong and feel like you're doing something that's just keeping your mind off of. You know, we all have to go to work. We all have bills to pay. We all have that mind-numbing adulting stuff to do. Some of us have rebellious kids we're dealing with, or people in our family who are going through cancer, or we're losing our jobs, or we're having serious health situations. So my channel and what I do here is for you. It's for you going through this. It's for you to feel like you're part of something. That's what I needed, and that's what I want to give you guys. That's why Mr. Crafty and I drive around in our RV with all this equipment wherever we are, with the ability to just go on live, and have continued striving to be able to provide that, because that has always been my heart. Before I sell you a sticker, I want to know that I'm doing something to feed your little spirit, to feed your soul, to do something that makes you feel like you're a kid again and you can take a break from all that's hindering you. So I have attracted women just like me. There are women in this group who are encouragers, who love on people, who are first to respond and answer to questions, that just do such a magnificent job of being the ambassadors of kindness and what this whole group is about, which is about being crafty playmates. And in a lot of ways, a crafty family, you know. And so it's not about the TRG products or anything. It's about just the communal spirit of being together for the most part, because you never have to buy a single thing from me just to be in the group, just to be here. Now, I may show you some stuff that I have for sale, but you are not required to buy a single thing from me for you to be part of this group. So I want to make that really clear. This is just a love letter, if you will, to this community that I have been so blessed to have. and nurture and grow. And I really want to grow it larger. I want to find more women who need this support, who need to just be able to have somewhere to go on a Friday night, or, you know, even if it's on YouTube in your pajamas, or be able to check in the group and see what fun little thing people are up to, and use crafting as a way of self-caring, because it's an easy button. I mean, there's only so many facial masks we can put on, right? So, I love that I have so many lovely girls here. I wish I could see all my chat room situation is it's hard to capture. I'm trying to like see it all. Sometimes I gotta like just tune it out so that you guys can really hear my heart. But I'm so glad that you guys are here. I'm so glad that we were able to get this little live up. We had so many technology problems, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get this back from the printer in time. So thank you, Lord, for making this possible. And I just hope that you guys really love it. The next edition will be out in March. That obviously in, let's see, mid-March, I think, is when it becomes spring. And I think my goal is to get this into your hands at least a week before the new season. Just, you know, so you can get into like your spring mood that you're going to be in. And hopefully, if you know, things are going to be better for you. If this is just a very challenging season, which a lot of times winter is a challenging season. Two things. We're going through the holidays, and then we launch right into this very kind of cold, depressing kind of season, and it just sort of weighs down on you. Some people have seasonal, I forget the formal, what title they give it, but it's like a seasonal depression disorder. So it also affects with your mood. I mean, just people in general start to feel down when the sun goes away. But I do want you to know that this is going to be a great new year for the Crafty Club. I have so many different things, and not just the Crafty Club, but the Faithful Life Club too. I've got lots of little things, and this is kind of the beginning of steering us into, you know, a new directed, focused kind of thing where we can do our listing. People who embrace listers got a list. Listing is such a great and easy activity, and now you'll be able to do it in your Crafty Playbook too if you want to. So I hope you guys just love this book. I just love it. I just think it's just so adorable. You'll also notice that we have a bit of merch going on right here. Perhaps a prelude to what is to come. But we are working on some merch because I want to wear some cute t-shirts with my own my own expressions on them, my own little sayings. And again, it's just another opportunity for you guys to just, you know, be wearing your Crafty Club stuff. And also check out that in the back of the book, I do make a mention that proceeds from our sales go directly to a ministry that helps in every way possible. It is amazing to me. Helps widows and most of whom have recently lost their husband. And not all of widows, when we think of widows, we tend to think of them as older women. But a lot of these widows are in there. I've personally met two while I was visiting in Texas, and they were both one was in her 40s and one was in her 30s, and they both had kids, young kids. So what you contributed to our sales for the last 2 months helped us be able to gift Christmas to these two families. So I want to thank you guys for that. And I want you to know that what you contribute, you know, when you're purchasing stuff from us, that we do very much have a servant's heart and to give to others. So you can feel good about that because we love giving. So I am done, but I am also able to answer questions if you guys have anything specific you had about the book that perhaps I just forgot to say. Let me attempt to conjoin my groups here. I will have to go back and read a lot of your oh, Jen, I'm so sorry, girl. See, a lot of you guys are saying the same thing, that some of like your mother, Jen, yourself, see, so it's very touching. Like I honestly didn't think about that. Obviously my own mother just became a widow, but that's how I've always thought of it too, is that women in my mom's age, women in their 70s, and that's a normal part of life. And so it is really sad to think that There's just so much more. There's like 500,000 women in this country who have been widowed before the age of 40. I think Miss Craig shared with me. So,
This is both chat rooms.
okay. So for those of you watching me on YouTube, just hear me now. I pledge I will be back to YouTube. To the YouTubes. But I plan on being back there, and one of the things I will be showcasing most of all will be this, because now it is my easy button. I have started many different little projects, and it's kind of hard for me to has been hard for me to get back to them. Like my Crafty Commonplace book, which I love so much. I just pulled it out the other night, but I haven't crafted in it since I made it. And so that's the kind of thing, like, I really want to spend time. I told Mr. Crafty this. I want to spend more time crafting. So Teresa asked the cost per quarter. So I do not know specifically how they're all going to go, because I want each of them to have kind of their own little feel. So I can't promise you they're going to be a certain price, because I don't know yet how many pages they'll be. We are giving you guys a really sweet deal. This particular one, this has got 66 pages in it. So for a very limited time, it'll be $14.95. And then the price will start creeping up. But I do not expect any particular section to ever be more than $25 at its full price. I do not foresee that ever happening. But I do want to make sure that you guys know that there will be a little fluctuation between each book, because I want the freedom to be able to put new ideas into each one. And the January kits always release on the 27th, unless we do it like a day early because of, certain reasons. But the new collection, Focused, is going to come out on the 27th, and it was designed to color coordinate and theme coordinate with winter camp. So it is very delicious, and it has the most scrumptious flowers in it you've ever seen. So that will be coming soon. And Cheryl says, I think your dad is very proud of your accomplishments. Thank you very much, sweet girl. I appreciate that. I carry his little fingerprint with me everywhere I go, and I often touch it and think of him, that he's thinking of me. So I'm really glad that you guys are looking like you're loving the little playbook here. Which, remember that it is a playbook. It's intended to play in. This is not for you to be afraid to mess it up. There is no messing it up. Do not be comparing your book to other books. Your book is unique to you. It's unique to who you are today. When I look at what I used to do in the very beginning, I am different now, because I just kept trying new things and doing different things until I got to a place where I really like what I do now. So this will set you on your journey, and it doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It can be just whatever makes your little heart sing. That's what the whole point of doing this is. So, Sandra, the January collection will release on December 27th. The 27th is like a set in stone date for all Reset Girl collections to launch on. If you guys are ever questioning dates, you can always go to theresetgirl.com, and we have a button called calendar right at the top, and the calendar will let you see what our events are, and we put our launches on there. So you'll be able to see, oh, look, she's got a late night crafty club, or oh, look, she's going to be doing a chapel, or look, they're going to launch winter camp, and we're going to launch winter camp. Winter camp. So Katie says, this is a steal. So much content for such a low price. I love the way you think. I wanted it to feel that way. I wanted you guys to feel like, wow, I get a lot out of it. It's a whole quarter. It's a whole season. It's 3 months worth of stuff. And every week you'll be able to look, you know what? I'm going to do some art journaling because I can. And art journaling is this freedom of expression. You can do whatever you want, use whatever materials you want. It's your book. It's just whatever makes you sing, your little heart sing. And imagine what it's going to feel like at the end of the year when we get to share our big fluffy books. And we're going to have like a whole hashtag, share your fluffy book. So Amber, you have a necklace too like that for your dad. Aw, that's so sweet. I've not heard of anyone else who had one, so I'm so glad you do. It's a very special keepsake. I didn't even realize it was an option. I would not have thought of that, so I'm glad. Jen says she's going to be strong. So And yes, I didn't see the exact question, but this is separate from camp. Okay, so to be very, very clear, this is separate from camp. There is no requirement in winter camp to use this. Now you can use it for self-care, which I will mention in camp, that self-care is a very important part of goal setting and, you know, working on your goals, because you're going to be working on your goals all year long. We're going to be focused on our goals all year long. And you're going to do that two ways. You're going to get introduced to my particular ideas and concepts about goal setting, and not just setting them, but achieving them. And then we will have our Reset Girl monthly membership, which will be launching. For those of you who opt to do camp, you get 2 months of it for free. But for everyone else, you want to wait and just do the membership. That will launch on March 1st. So we have that coming. And then that will have a whole amazingness to it. I can't wait. But that will be for a separate video, because today is just about the playbook. So I'm looking to see if anybody has any. So does it look like the playbook has been officially launched, Mr. Crafty?
Yeah, it's I put some links in there.
Mr. Crafty has officially launched it, literally behind my back. So yes, and you know what, you guys, I'm just gonna throw this out there, okay? Kelly and I, Kelly Banks Creative, who's in the chat room, and she has been my dearest friend. We've been through so much together. She and I met at a planner meetup and ended up becoming great friends. And she has been my graphic designer almost from the beginning, because Mr. Crafty actually was the original designer in the beginning, believe it or not. I would sit next to him and tell him what to do, and he would just carry out, because I don't know how to use Illustrator, but I know what I want it to look like. And so Kelly has worked with me for a long time, and what we have found, because we live several states away from each other, is that just jumping on Skype together and just each of us being there and just working on our playbooks. You know, we'll be working on our playbooks now, but just working together on a craft project has been a lot of fun. I know that, you know, as you guys get to know each other more in the group, and especially when we have the membership, which will give you an even greater opportunity to become closer friends with each other. There is nothing that says you guys can't do a Google Hangout in your cabin. You know, we're going to have cabins in the membership that you can do that now. If you guys know each other now, if you guys are in the community and talk to each other, that's an opportunity that you guys can Skype. Even if you have a phone, like a smartphone, Skype has an app, and you can just do it on your phone and see each other on the little video screen and just chat while you're crafting, so that you have someone to craft with. But that's my plan to do Crafternoon with Corey, is that I wanted to give you guys an afternoon session of crafting that you didn't have to wait late at night. It looks like noon might be a good fit for our international crafters, because I really want to try, like, what is that perfect time that the international girls can be with us? Is there a sweet spot? I noticed that Ansu, who lives in South Africa, said she finally got to join a live. So I will have to figure out, is there a magic number that that will work? So do I have any questions? Okay, so you can get this printed at Staples, at Office Depot, Office Max. I did not have, I would also suggest, if you really don't want to own a printer and you really want it printed, I would go also look at online options. Go look for online printers, because you can send a file to them and they'll mail it back to you. And oftentimes they're less expensive than going to a retail store like, you know, Office Depot. But I will tell you that investing in a color laser printer, which this right now is $249 at Staples, it's on sale. But hear me out. I know that sounds like a lot up front, but when you think about how many times that you might need to print stuff like this, you know, the cost of that could be paid for. Like, you'll be paying for it all up front. And here's the wonderful thing about laser, is it's a lot cheaper. It lasts a lot longer. You get way more use out of it than you do an ink cartridge. And even the laser jet, the laser inkjet printer, sorry, no laser, strike that. The inkjet printers, Their price of their ink has even come way down because now you can set up, I think it's HP that has a system where you can set up an account with them and they monitor your little printer's ink settings and they will automatically send it to you. And it's like a very inexpensive way to have ink. If it is possible to get a printer rather than have it printed for you each time, and you just want to get a little, we try to make our files very simple so that they're not complex. Doing a book like this is a pretty easy, just print back and front. It is possible that you can just have your own little print shop at home. I mean, I can whip out one of these books on here so fast, and the print quality it's like a laser jet, so the quality is still really nice. The only thing color laser printers don't do as well is photographs. The photographs tend to be a little bit darker. They're not as clear and crisp. But if you're not doing photos, and I still do, I still print photos on there. It doesn't bother me, but if this kind of stuff prints beautifully. So I just want to throw that out there to make you like think that through, that you would probably be better off in the long run if you're really into our printables. And there's a lot of printable stores out there. I love printables because it's like print on demand. Anytime I want that particular thing, I can just print a whole bunch of them. So that's kind of different when you buy consumable product, which let me grab something else because that's not a good comparison. There is no way to have a digital thicker like this. I mean, that just isn't possible, but the printable kind of versus us printing this for you or you doing it yourself, we were using this type of printer to, the little inkjet printer we have, a lot of our stickers got printed on it. It's true. We were printing on, printers that were made for a home or office. So just consider that you could just be able to, when you buy one of my digital products, like that is probably the biggest upfront price because the ink cost is a lot lower over the course of time. So just throwing that out there. If it's possible that there Jen says she uses her father's printer at his office. Yeah, I get it. So Holly says HP Instant Ink is amazing, and a lot of you guys have mentioned that, have tried it, and I've heard great things about it. We looked into it ourselves, and I think we have an HP, and this is my second one, and I've just really enjoyed it a lot. And I'm in an RV, I have limited space. This is to me a really valuable tool that I have for crafting because I always have it. I can print off workbooks, worksheets, all the stuff that I sign up for so much stuff online, all kinds of workbooks, printable things. So it's really lovely to have. So anyway, looking to see, is there anything? So Yvonne says the best thing I own is a color printer. It's a great craft tool. And if we could provide you guys like a little list of other print shops that have stuff out there too. I don't want you we're not the only ones. There's other printable stores out there that have other types of printables too. Things that you could easily incorporate into your crafting. And that way you don't end up with too much stuff and you're just printing as you need it. If you can organize it neatly in your you're on your computer, you have something at a moment's notice, I can just print that out. Oh, I need some journal cards for that project. Print, done. And all the stuff you buy from us, you own forever. So you can continue to print it at home is really the easiest. So I just want to throw that out there to really make you guys consider that, because when I saw this printer, which I paid $300 for that, but it's $250 right now, any of the, like just looking at the color laser or a color inkjet printer might be something you want to consider investing in if you don't already have it this year. And Lisa asks, did I see there might be a separate Faithful Life playbook? That is certainly my goal. Now, I obviously winter camp is my first priority, and so because it's already in the works, but my goal is to have a faithful version of this. It will not be exactly like this. It'll be somewhat like it, I guess I could say, but I have a very different vision for it as well. So, but I'm hoping that it'll be something that I can wrap up, get finished after I am done with camp. And then is the punch that you recommend for winter camp the same you recommend for this workbook? So I recommend, my personal recommendation from the Reset Girl is a heavy duty discbound punch. I do not recommend the Happy Planner punch. I know that a lot of people like it because it's the price point and they can use a coupon. But you're going to get what you pay for. And a lot of people have said when I tried to punch my lamination, it actually broke. It does not print, like it doesn't print. It doesn't punch anything thick. It's just, it's meant and designed for the Happy Planner. So I'm just saying long haul. I don't like to buy cheap stuff. I want to buy something that like was meant for like a workhorse. So my recommendation is to go with the office style. But you are certainly welcome to do whatever you want. That's the only thing I'm willing to endorse is one of the more heavy duty type of disc bound punches. Especially because you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff in the future if you want to purchase stuff. I have so many different workbooks and doing the camps. There's a lot of different printing things that will happen in your future if you want to participate in every single one of them. And so that's why I'm saying it. I wouldn't recommend something to you that I haven't done or wouldn't do myself. I'm just thinking I would rather have one nice thing than have to buy two cheap things because one of them broke. And I have broken some tools before, which is why I'm saying this. So it's just better to buy the good stuff. Hi, Natasha. I'm so glad you're able to join us. It's 5 a.m. in Australia. And so Joe asked, will the cover be different? This is the cover for the whole book. So at the very bottom, it says 2019 edition. So it says collect all 4 seasonal inserts. So the cover does not change. You will get a cover though with every single edition because you don't have to buy every single one. If you just felt like, oh, I like the spring better, that's all I want, then you'll still get a cover. But all of the this is the cover, the only one. But one will come with every single seasonal edition, just to make sure. And if you missed the beginning of the video where I was talking about this, I really urge you to go back and watch because I did a full, complete walkthrough on it. And I will be filming a more formal YouTube video to walk through the book as well, so that there's like a one without the sun shining in my face and all the technical problems of not reading the craft room, not being able to see the chat room. So, yes, so Jenny says that she loves being able to print all the adorable designs multiple times, and as well as using them in digital planners. Girls, if you are a digital girl and you have one of those, the little iPad, this, I would imagine, would be super fun, especially because you could use all the things you've bought in our store to decorate it with. So if you're a digital girl, this is kind of that really fun, unique digital product to kind of do that in. So that would be very compatible with digital decorating if that's what you wanted to do. And I purchased, so Melissa said you purchased the Foray. And Kate Chachi says she has the tool punch. So the tool brand is what Office Depot sells now. It's at one point they even had this brand on eBay, like people who had it, they were selling it. So I've seen it on there. But to me, this is really no different than the tool one, which you can buy now. And the tool punch, which is something I put on the shopping list in the Facebook group for the shopping supply list for winter camp. You can just go on Office Depot's website and just type in tool, T-U-L, punch. And it doesn't, I mean, they have coupons every now and then, so try to use a coupon if you can. But I believe the price for that punch is $35. That heavy duty one. So, so Marie says the Happy Planner mushrooms. Okay, so when she says mushrooms, she's talking about the way this little punchy thing, that little punch. So the Happy Planner one is slightly different than the Office brands, and it fits specifically the Happy Planner. So I don't know what that means. Like maybe they even could be like spaced differently, so that could be an issue. So I did not know that because I have just stick with the one I have. So, but goodbye, Coffee Kruger, otherwise known as Sabina. Merry Christmas. So thank you very much, Sherry, for your purchase. And hi, Maria from Spain. And Winky Gold says that she has the Arc punch. So Arc is the Staples brand, and they have a punch too. And the arm is kind of like high. It has like an arm that you just kind of push the arm down, and the whole thing punches. So it's kind of like, it's a little bit different in the mechanism, but it still punches great. But this is going to be the one you want. So, Yvonne, the size of the book is a letter size book. Oh, and I also mentioned earlier that I was going to show you the black and white. So if you wanted to do a black and white version, the guy at Staples made me a black and white. I didn't ask him to, but he did, to be nice, I guess, which turned out cool for me. But if you wanted to print it out without the color, that is certainly an option. All you have to do is hit print black and white if that's what you have at home. So it doesn't have the luscious color, but it's still entirely possible to work in it. You could color it if you wanted to. I'm just saying it's an option if you want. So there's some of the pages, it doesn't matter because like art journaling, you can still decorate. So everything will just be in black and white. So that's a possibility. So it's a letter size book, and the 8.5 by 11 for those of you who are not in America, and it is 66 pages. So it is for all of your winter crafting. It covers from January through mid-March. Okay. Yes, Sherry says to print at Staples, you load on a stick like camp. So yes, if you guys have the little flash drive, you know, they're little, they call them different things, thumb drive, flash drive. It's those little, I would love to show you mine, but I actually left it at Staples. They called to let me know. I don't actually have another flash drive to show you. I found out that that was my only one. So anyway, but I would recommend, if you do not own one, grabbing one at an office supply store, because they are very convenient to have for just purposes like this. So you would go ahead, and when you purchase it, you would download it to your computer and download it to the little flash drive, and then you just take the flash drive in there, and then on the little file that you're giving them, it'll have the letter that says, hey, you have my permission to print this, even though there's a copyright on it. And then you can tell them, I would like 10 extra pages. You know, I told you guys how you have this option to add extra pages to your book. So you can tell them how many you want of this one. You can say, hey, print off 20 more. Or you can print this in black and white at home if you want to, if that's what your options are. She's so small on there. If you just wanted to make her black and white, that might save you some money. And you could just print her that way, and she could be extra pages in the back. But this is merely for your convenience and for you just to have that matchy look. I'm, you know, I know we're all very different how we like things. Some of us don't care as much. You can put, like I said, you can put extra pages in the back of your book. You can put, you know, grid paper back here, scrapbook paper back here. You could put other things and then just kind of like build upon your book and make it nice and big and fluffy. But these are like the main pages of it. So... And yes, some of so I have always been kind of a walk-in person. I'll go, hey, you know, can you print this for me and hand them my flash drive? I will tell you that oftentimes the printing, you know, the printing counter is often very busy. This morning I was like first one in that store for a purpose. But immediately after I was up there, there was like 3 people immediately in line behind me. So it's usually a busy place. Oftentimes stores will ask, you know, tell you the best route is for you to email it to us. So a lot of them have that process in place. Office Depot does, Staples does, where you just go online and you go look up their process. They'll say, email your file to this address. And then you go in the store and just pick it up. So if, you know, usually I'm not that well prepared, so I'm usually doing something last minute, but if you can, once you purchase it, you can certainly email it and have it done for you. And again, do some investigation and look online. There are a lot of small printing companies that do printing online that will save you money, a fraction of the cost. So thanks so much, Natalie, for purchasing a book. So consider that too, that you might want to look around on the internets and find some other options. Sir Speedy is a printing company that has nationwide offices, and they were actually our printer when we lived in Washington. We had all of our crafty kits printed by them. They printed our journal cards. They printed lots of our materials. So you guys have purchased our materials. You know what good quality it was. And they printed a lot of our stuff for us. They printed our sticker stock that we would then run through those silhouettes. So they printed a lot. They're like a commercial printer, and their color printing rates were much lower than walking into a Staples or an Office Depot. So Sir Speedy is the name of that, and you might want to look, because when I've looked, I have found multiple Sir Speedy locations in every major kind of city, town that as we've traveled. I've seen them all across America as we've gone. So gosh, I can't say that. Sir Speedy is a really good option if you have one local. I would definitely pursue that over a retail store like Office Depot. Bye, Cindy. Thank you so much. Woo. Hi, Georgie. Welcome, 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 Miss Australia. Now I see your little... Oh, wait, not Australia. Is that how... No, wait. That's the UK. Okay. Oh, my gosh. The flags are so close to each other. Embarrassed much? I need to do a little quiz on flag identification. It's terrible. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here. I know it's hard for our international girls to get to join in on our chats because of our time differences. And Mr. Crafty, I did it. Oh, no, I got it. Okay, we're good. Okay. All right, so we got people printing it out. We have people saving it to their drives. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are figuring it out. And yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Diana. Thanks, Natalie. Okay, and the Levenger Punch. Yes, the Levenger is another brand. Levenger is actually, I'm fairly certain that Levenger was probably the originator of the whole disc-bound system. I feel like they were kind of the beginning, and I feel like ARC was kind of right there after them. Now, if you know differently, then correct me, but I'm fairly confident that Levenger was first. And they are definitely a much higher-end luxury brand because they are designed for more of like the executive office kind of stuff. So I know in my working career, I bought a lot of Levenger things for like my boss. So my bosses. So I know that they're spendy. So, okay. Printing mine right now. Yay, yay, yay. And awesome. Oh, yay, Patty got hers too. And bye, Jill. And Laura's excited to get back into creating again. Yay. And Natalie, your son, I'm sure your son's used to the girl squealing. So yay, I'm so glad that you got that all, you got your book, everything. You're all ready to go. So January, we're going to be diving in to our Crafty book, unless, of course, there's nothing that says you can't dive in it today if you feel like, maybe you just want to have some fun. But it definitely reminds me of those little activity books we had when we were kids. So it's kind of like the grown-up girl version of it. Love that. So if there are any other questions, hi, Amber. Patty's printing hers now. Cindy's wrapped up hers, and Georgie, I'm so glad you'll be able to catch the replay and you'll get to see the full version of the book and the video and see all the good stuff. And in the UK, do you guys have a disc-bound punch system? I cannot think of, other than Levenger, which I know Levenger is a little bit broader in its brand because it's been around so long. I don't know what you guys have over there for your binding systems. Denise, thank you so much. You are printing. Yay. Yay. Megan, of course, girl. All of us have this little inner child and we're all like, wee! what this community is. It's waking up the inner kid. So that's a lovely way to put it, and I am so glad that I get to, for sure. So Nicolette, she's got it and she's ready to roll. Denise is printing it. Yay! Oh, yes, Diana, this was, yes, this was like, why did I think to do it now when I'm in the middle of trying to do camp? So I know a lot of you guys are super anxious to hear more about winter camp, and I promise you details are coming. What our goal is to, on January 1, December 30th is what I'm shooting for, is just to be able to get it on sale, like to put it up on sale, and to probably have you guys go to like the welcome center like you guys did in Camp Reset. That's probably what's going to happen. And you will get immediate access to probably the Facebook group and probably the TRG membership, monthly membership forums. That's what's probably going to happen. And then maybe a week or two after that, then the camp itself will come alive. That's my guess. I want to do this in excellence. I don't want to rush and not have just brought my A game. So I'm being very thoughtful in how I'm putting camp together. And so I know there's a lot of excitement, but here's the thing I want you to remember is the point of camp is really to be slow and steady. We don't want to get so overexcited that we just tucker ourselves out and we're done by the end of January. This is a long and slow, steady race to the end. We want to be good finishers. So I'm going to give you a great start, but then we want to stay the course with being good finishers. And then we're going to support each other and encourage each other in the TRG monthly community, membership community, so that you guys, for those of you who are really about your goals, you'll have that. Now, a lot of you are just like, hey, I'm not in the burning hurry to change anything about my life right now. Things are good. Maybe I can't afford to do that. So that's fine. You still have the Crafty Club. That is not going away. So that you still have your little base camp, if you will. So, and hopefully you can get your hands on a copy of the Crafty Club book, because you'll have something in there to work on. So, yeah, and a lot of you guys, you're gearing up for like one of the busiest holidays. We're all in that busy holiday mindset. So I want all of us to really enjoy and be present in this time, and we'll ease into camp. You guys are going to see a beautiful winter resort, and it's going to be just lovely as we settle in and get quiet and peaceful with our thoughts. Doesn't that sound lovely? All right. So girls, thank you so very much for showing up in our live and getting our Crafty playbook launched today. I'm just so glad that we had no issues. You know how we always seem to have issues around a launch, but I don't hear anything back there that anything is gone amiss. So that's good. I'm glad we were able to do this live. I'm so glad you guys were able to join us. I'm glad you were able to say hello to each other, and that you were able to get ready to get crafting this year, more so than we were doing. So thank you very much. Natalie's wishing everyone a Merry Christmas, and yes, and Larissa's saying that she just loves easing in, and that's what we want to look at. Like, winter camp is about easing in, slow and steady, peaceful. Okay, it won't have like Camp Reset. I feel like we're all a bunch of giggling little girls. but but I want you guys to think of winter camp as like this luxurious like resort, and we're just gonna get all just zen and peaceful and calm and reflective, and we're gonna like just take some time. And so it's this little oasis on the internet's built for you that's gonna help you kind of like tune out the world so that you can really think about your life and help guide you through that thought process. So that is next from the Reset Girl. But today was all about launching our new baby, and I'm so glad that you guys found her as adorable as I do. So look for a video where I will do a very professional walkthrough on my little book here, and that you will that will probably happen after Christmas, because Mr. Crafty and I are jumping on a plane at 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to fly home to California for a few days. So I will see you guys when we come back, and I will probably have a video to get up so that you guys can watch and just decide if you needed to have more information, or the live was a lot of excitement, but you can always watch the replay. And if you go into the store, you'll see the item description with everything listed, and then you'll see the price and all that good stuff. Okay. So I love your little faces. Thank you so much for supporting our brand, supporting our launch today. I'm so glad that so many of you were able to show up, and I'm just so delighted that you guys love the book, and that we have more coming out in 2019, and have more online adventures coming your way. I love your faces. I could not do any of this without you guys. You are the reason why we do it, and we are just grateful beyond measure that this is what we get to wake up and do every day. We think about you guys every single day. So I love your faces. I'll be praying for you guys to have a wonderful holiday with your family, and to be able to just have a little bit of downtime for yourself, and time to just kind of like reflect on the year and just have a really good mindset going into 2019. For those of you who have not picked your word for the year, this is a great time to start thinking about that after Christmas, and just kind of reflect what words kind of popping up for you. And those will be all things we talk about more in camp and in our club. And I will be seeing you guys after Christmas. Love your faces. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. Love you guys so much. See you.